Come on.
No filter.
No filter. We're going it live. We're clapping. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Oh shit.
We're live.
Oh god.
Ooh.
And that was a. Oh come on! I'm trying to mute myself on here.
Yeah, me too.
Shit. Okay, there we go. You know what? This will be better. All right, guys. Well, obviously from the rough start. Welcome, guys. It is an end of an era for TV shows. Game of Thrones has come to an end, and the finale has had a lot of people split apart, which we will go into. But, of course, before I go into this thing, I want to introduce my co-host. He's one of my best friends here on YouTube. He is also the co-host of the Next Gen Film Awards, my good pal, MaffmanJones. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing all right. It's hot here in New York today. It's been tumultuous. Allergy season is the worst, but I'm happy to be here to talk some Game of Thrones and not start a petition about restarting season.
Yeah, right. Seriously, it's the most ridiculous thing.
It is. Let's debate it like real men and women.
See, this is why I invite him on because he knows how to talk stuff about Game of Thrones. But anyway, so first, before we keep going, hi Doomsday Clan Studios, hi Will Braun, and hi. Oh, hey Robin. Hey
guys.
He commented on my Devil May Cry 5 review. He's like, "When are you going live again?" I was like, "Well, if you love Game of Thrones, come by because we're gonna be talking some Game of Thrones stuff."
Dracarys.
I know, Dracarys. Oh god, that I'm not lying. The bells. Not the bells, but the fourth episode, right when Messenger said Dracarys, I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna go down right here."
It's her fault. It's her fault. This happened.
I know, right? But so now, before we get into starting about of our discussion of not only the series but season 8, I want to discuss of how we actually got into Game of Thrones. So, John, how did you get into Game of Thrones? How did it all start for you?
All right, so the show started in 2011, right? So
it was either 2010 or 2011, yes.
Yeah, so the year after that, so if it was 2012, I was in college at the time, and I think people in my classes at the time were talking about it. So I just had this curiosity. I've always had HBO. I watched like Sopranos earlier in my lifetime, and my parents always watched it, so it was always on the house, but I never really used it. And then they had the show, Game of Thrones, so I'm like, I like fantasy stuff. I like Lord of the Rings. I'll check it out. I think I went midway through season 2, and I watched through season 2, and I'm like, I like this. The Battle of Blackwater, cool. I went back on demand, watched the first season, and then I just started over, and I watched it again in chronological order, and then the rest is history. I've been watching it week to week since 2012.
Nice. Well, I have a far later start than you, actually. Far later start. Because, I mean, of course, Game of Thrones, as we all know, is this huge phenomenon. It's like one of the biggest accomplishments in television history, to say the least. But everyone who told me that I love not Game of Thrones, but I love Lord of the Rings. You know my love for Lord of the Rings. Like, I mean, it's Return of the King is my favorite film of all time. All right, so and there was a scroll who I was talking to back in 2013. And I mentioned her on online dating, by the way.
eHarmony.com.
Fucking eHarmony. Actually, no, Plenty of Fish. Yeah, even worse than eHarmony, if you ask
me. Before the Tinders.
Yeah, unfortunately, even before the Tinders. But we were, we started talking on and off, and I mentioned to her that I love Lord of the Rings. He said, "Oh, you must watch Game of Thrones." And I said, "Actually, no, I don't." And she's like, "That surprised me because I figured since you love Lord of the Rings, you must be into Game of Thrones." Because she told me that basically Game of Thrones, it's a much more adult orientated, and it's a much more politically charged version of Lord of the Rings. And I said, "That sounds interesting." And she even said, "You know what? How about this? When we hang out for the first time, we're going on a first date. Let's just hang out with one of our houses and we'll watch the first season of Game of Thrones." And I said, "Okay, sounds good." So I literally brought her back to my place. Not the best thing to do on the first date, by the way, and to say the least. And she's like, "Okay, ready for this?" So I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." So we start getting into Game of Thrones, and I did not realize the amount of nudity and the amount of sex that'd be in the first season, like the first 3 episodes alone. I mean, oh my god.
They don't ease you into it at all.
No, they don't. Like, I remember
watching with your parents. Not the best show to watch with your parents.
Yeah, not safe for parents or not safe for work, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I actually remember when I first started college, one of my buddies was like, Game of Thrones is all about violence and fucking. That's all it's all about. And I was just like, oh shit. And so in the first episodes, like I was so uncomfortable by what was going on, especially on the first date with a redhead, by the way, which should have made it better for me, but no, it didn't. I know, right?
You're like, I gotta make sure this goes as perfectly as possible.
But unfortunately, I know you're just going like, please just let it go. But I mean, she was a really cool chick. She got me into the whole thing, but unfortunately, it was just really awkward. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm really into this, but it's just not my idea for a first date. It's like that's completely understandable. So we stopped watching it, and then so 2 years later, flash forward 2 years later, my film theory class, my professor said we were talking about Game of Thrones because season 5 had come on. Spoiler alert for any of you who haven't seen it. I mean, it's a spoiler discussion, so know what you're getting yourself into at this point. But my professor, yeah, right. You get the Jimmy Fallon wave thing in case you haven't seen it all. Yeah, Royal bitch, get out of here. Credit to Jerome for that. And so he was basically talking about the scene where Jon Snow gets shanked to death, where he for the watch. And he was all talking about it. I was like, and he's the first question he talked to me. He said, so what did you think about that? And I said, honestly, I tried watching the first season. I got turned off by it. And he said, I get what you're saying, but trust me, try to watch it again. Because once you actually start going, you're not going to want to stop. So then flash forward another year later, you see where as I said, very, very late start. Flash forward, season 6 was starting, and I believe it was episode 3, right? And I was like, you know what? I might as well get on to this now. And I think episode 4, I watched it. I watched 5, 6, 7, 8, and I literally binged 6 seasons within a month or two. I mean,
wow.
Like, oh no, I was into it. And plus, I was doing nothing at the time. So I was like, you know what? I might as well do it. And I fell in love with the entire show. I mean, the battles, Tyrion Lannister. I mean, that guy's I fucking love Tyrion Lannister, to say the least. And
he's one of the best characters for sure.
He's honestly my favorite character next to Arya, Jon Snow. I used to think that Sansa was such a spoiled brat. I used to think that way.
She was.
She was, yes. Until
in a way, she was, yeah.
Yeah, especially when she first meets Joffrey. Oh my god, which we'll talk about. But no, that was my introduction to the show. So of course, very late start. Now we get into season 8, which has been a polarizing season to say the least.
Yeah, it's a petition out there, as we mentioned before. If people want competent filmmakers to remake the entire season. You know what you could do? Write a fan fiction novel.
I know, right? There was even an Onion post of it was like a little joke thing. Actually, Collider Life mentioned this, which guys tune into Collider Life. They're great as well.
They're the best.
Oh hell yeah, I love Harloff, and you met Harloff, you lucky bastard.
8, 9, 9, 8. I'm just saying.
Oh okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no, I don't.
The Josh McCouga.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. I should know at this point. But so who wants some star? Oh yeah, the Starbucks thing. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that episode 2. I didn't even notice it. But how many episodes are there in a season of Game of Thrones?
Usually 10.
There's usually 10, but actually, I heard that my buddy Sarah, who didn't get to Game of Thrones actually until this season, actually. She mentioned that Benioff and Weiss were initially offered to make more seasons, but they said no because they actually said they only want to tell a 70-hour movie, and plus the fact that they're making a Star Wars series, to which I'm incredibly hyped about that. Incredibly hyped.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that it's taking place in the Old Republic era. So yeah,
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh my god. But no, the Old Republic era seems like it's gonna absolutely knock it. And did you notice the water bottle? I did actually. That was everything I didn't notice until actually someone pointed it out, because I mean, believe it or not, I was actually that invested into episode 6, which again we'll get into. Haven't watched a lot of the show. Oh, you should watch. I mean, this is what I was saying.
Oh, people are in here who haven't watched the show.
A lot. Some people have, but a lot of them have. they're going to ruin the old. I don't think they will, to be honest, Tevia. Benioff and Wise. I mean, this is one thing that people seem to forget a lot of the time is that people are saying that after they ran out of the books, they stopped being good. Season 6 was mostly original content. It was
I think
mostly
season 6
original.
it's a strong season still.
Yeah, and season 6 is one of my favorite seasons of the show. It's I mean, the Battle of the Bachelors episode it's one of my favorite episodes of the entire show.
It's worth the price of admission, I think.
Yeah, I know, right? Now, of course, so John, now getting into season 8 as a whole, before we talk about the finale, what did you think of season 8?
Okay. So I'm in the camp that likes where everything went. I'm not like wholly satisfied. I didn't get emotional at the ending at the finale either. But I did like, if I'm in retrospect, it's not as good as the prior seasons, not even season 7. I think it's the in terms of quality, it's the least of the bunch.
I agree.
But regardless, it's still like one of the best cinematic experiences you could have in television right now. It was anyway before it ended. And I think even if you didn't agree with the ending, I think the journey getting to the end was still pretty good. And you still have all these characters. Some of them had different endings. Some of them aren't. I guess I can understand certain things. We'll get into it, I'm sure, later.
Right.
But I guess my only big problem with it was the pacing. I think
I can agree with that.
We had a lot of setup for the Battle of Winterfell. The battle happens, and then we go right into the Battle of King's Landing. And then before we know it, there's one episode, boom, it's over. I think we could have used maybe 3 or 4 more episodes, like a full 10 episode season, to flesh out things, especially at the end after Daenerys is killed by Jon. Maybe like flesh out like, how did the Dothraki feel? How did the Unsullied feel?
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like, oh, so he's just in jail. He's just in prison now. Okay, and then they decide on who becomes king quick. And overall, though, I think like I've been watching it. Although I've been rewatching a lot of the show with my parents because they're catching up. They're on season 6 right now. And it's getting more context for what's been going on in season 8. It doesn't lessen. It doesn't deteriorate what came before it. It almost makes a lot of it better because you see the arcs as they fully have been fleshed out. Right. And I just think, I think season 8, it's not great. No. I would even be fine if somebody said it's not good, but I don't think it's bad.
No, I agree.
It's okay.
No, I agree with honestly everything you say. I'm one of the few that actually liked season 8. I mean, now the finale is kind of a different story, but I loved how season 8 started. Episodes 1 and 2, I couldn't get enough of those episodes. Now, the battle. I mean, don't get me wrong. The episodes where the huge battles come in are some of my favorite episodes of the entire series. But I love the quieter moments, like in episode 2 of season 8. And near the end, where I think is it Gendry that starts singing that song, or is that somebody else? I completely forgot.
It was Podrick.
Podrick, thank you. Yeah. Podrick. When he starts singing that song, it reminded me a lot of Return of the King, where when Mary was singing while that huge battle was going on.
Yeah.
It was honestly that's one of my favorite moments of the entire series.
It's a great moment of vulnerability.
Oh, same. I agree. Just seeing all the characters just talk about, well, we might die tomorrow, so let's just drink, get fucked up, and see what happens there. And okay, when Arya and Gendry went at it, who else looked up online to see how old Arya was?
I know people don't like Jimmy Fallon, but all I was doing was his girl character, where he goes, L.
Even I was just like, oh, I hope she's old enough for this.
She's in her mid-20s, isn't she?
Yeah, that is true.
Or she's early 20s. But yeah, it was weird. It's like,
just seeing Arya just strip down. I was just like, oh god, that went there. Like, oh my god.
I mean, the sex must have been great though, because Gendry chased her around, and she was just like, nah.
I know, right?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave, but it's been cool. It's been nice.
I felt so weird. I texted this girl I used to date a couple of years ago, who I would talk about Game of Thrones. We would go on our dates, and I text her going like, "Wait, how did you feel about Arya and Gendry?" And I was like, honestly, that felt a little bit weirded out too there. And I was like, I agree, right? But no, I mean, the Battle for Winterfell, I thought was an amazing episode. I mean, granted, the lighting at the start could have been better. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
because even my dad and I were watching it, so it's like I can't see shit right now, and I was just
Yeah.
like,
I
yeah, I
can't.
can't really see.
There's a lot. I don't know if it depended on like what kind of TV you had, if you had HD or 4K, or
Maybe
you were streaming on HBO Go. I don't know if a lot of that contributed to it, but I think a lot of it was purposefully like that. But I guess they were trying to capture the chaos of the actual battle.
I think it was maybe because I don't know. I mean, I wasn't streaming on HBO Go. I was actually watching live, so maybe the stream's still there. Maybe but I will buy it on. Hope it comes on 4K because I would love to watch. I mean, my dad's TV out there. It's an LED TV wall, and here I have a 4K HDR TV. So but no, the Battle for Winterfell was really good. But but I think we could both agree that easily, as episodes were going further till the towards the finale, there's easily some pacing problems without a doubt. Not only that, but some writing problems as well, easily.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Both of those, really.
But I will say that the Bells episode, again, the very polarizing episode, but I will say this. I liked half of the episode. That episode was a mixed bag, but it was a mixed bag that I liked more than I disliked. Because I love the destruction. Miguel Sapochnik, I think that's his name. The director, that guy has directed some of the best episodes. Oh my god, yeah.
Give him more work. Give him a movie.
Oh my god, I would love to. Could you imagine
Star Wars?
I was about to say, could you imagine doing a Star Wars or let alone an MCU film? Like, oh my god,
dude,
that would be. Imagine, let's just say in the MCU, like if Galactus or Doctor Doom comes in, like imagine how it would handle that battle sequence. That'd just be that'd be godlike.
Or even
anyways.
just to have him consult on these big blockbuster movies. Have him there in the room to consult with the DP or whoever is actually involved in the crew. This guy knows what he's doing.
Oh no, easily. Like he's a master for not just storyteller, but how he blocks shots and how he just blocks how certain sequences go. I want to learn from this guy. Like if he did a master class, one of those things, I would totally take that master class.
Oh yeah.
But the bell. I mean, but one of the things I absolutely hate about the Bells was Jamie's arc.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to see what you say about this though, because I was talking to a friend about this, and I think what he said kind of reconciles how I felt about it too, because I felt similarly. Like I feel like it was the wrong way for him to go. But why didn't you like?
I mean, I didn't particularly like it because throughout the show, I mean, of course, Jamie Lannister was, to say the least, he was a fucking prick how he started out, and like essentially. How I would describe him, I would describe his character arc like Sam Rockwell's character in 3 Billboards, where like you start out fucking despising Sam Rockwell as that film goes out, but in the flip of a dime near the end of that film, like you actually feel some sympathy for him.
Yeah.
Like in Game of Thrones, because I remember, I think it was in season 4 or 5 where Brienne of Tarth, who another one of my favorite characters, by the way. Where Brianna Tarth was this close to getting raped, that close, where Jamie said, "Okay, get the hell off, or you guys will not be doing this." And as a result, he got his hand cut off.
Yeah, that might have been 3.
It might have been. I need to rewatch the show over again.
I know.
Damn it.
That's why I'm watching with my parents again. I'm like, this is the only way. I'm gonna have time to do this.
I know, right? But from there on, you're just like, you know what? Maybe you're not such a bad guy. And after the season started going, and particularly how season 7 ended, where Jamie was saying to Cersei, I was like, you said yes, but you actually didn't mean that way. What the fuck? And so he actually abandoned Cersei only for him to go back to her. I just thought,
how much traveling he must have done in that, like, whatever period of time it was. Like,
he
went to Winterfell. He hung out there for like a day or two, and he's like, I'm going back to King's Landing.
I know, right? Like, because usually,
he really committed. Very committed.
because usually in a 10-episode season, it takes at least maybe 2 episodes at the very least to get back to where he's going. Where here, it's like he gets back in a flash.
But like, It's only by horseback. It's only by horseback that he's going there.
Yeah,
But I
which
don't know how many days travel it is to go from Winterfell to King's Landing,
yeah,
but
no
it's probably a
kidding.
little while.
Okay, well, Ron said, "Hi, Austin. You are now alone to revisit the series." Yes, it will be. And actually, once the series does come out on home video or actually on HBO Go, I am going to watch everything back to back to back just to get
It'll
like
be
a whole
cool.
course thing. Oh no, hell
Yeah,
yeah, it would
to
be.
get that perspective again, to have the ending
Yeah.
and knowing that.
But just knowing that, I mean, to be fair, I will say in the defense of that arc, where he did say it was seasons ago, him and Bronn were talking, and he said, "How would you want to die?" And Jamie says, "In the arms of the woman who I love." I thought it would be Brienne in the Battle of Winterfell. That's where I thought that would be happening.
Yeah, a lot of people speculated that was going to happen. That yeah, like well, that I would. Did you remember the shot in the Winterfell battle where they were fighting like back to back?
Yeah,
One
like
shot.
their
I
backs were
thought
against the wall and they were being
something was going to happen
overrun.
there. I thought.
Yeah, like I easily thought that there was gonna be a particular sequence where Bran was close to death, or White Walker was about to kill her. Jamie saves her life, but then afterwards, a White Walker stabs Jamie and kills him. That's what I
Mhm.
thought it would happen. But then I feel like if that would have happened, Bran would have died as well because they were obviously getting overrun by them because
Oh
White
yeah,
Walkers, they were essentially
it
zombies.
was hopeless. It was pretty much hopeless
Oh
until the
yeah.
very end there.
But no, I honestly I would have preferred that, but I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll see where this goes. But the fact that in that episode that Jamie and Cersei, who I thought deserved honestly, I thought she deserved a much better way of going out, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't mind that they made her feel vulnerable again because
Yeah,
she's always
same
been
that.
vulnerable, but maybe not a rebel. Not maybe not like rocks. Maybe
No,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just felt. I mean, that was one of the few times where I was like, okay, that felt just a tiny bit anticlimactic right there. Because all the things that Cersei did, I just thought, well, I feel like that Arya's gonna sneak in and somehow stab her like she did with Walder Frey and Littlefinger. But she
Mhm.
dies by rubble. And actually, I was texting my buddy Sarah about it, and she said, "Seriously, dies by fucking rubble? Are you serious?" And I thought, well, I'm with you there, but at the same time, I love the shot of the finale where Tyrion is actually mourning over the deaths of his.
The overhead eagle shot
Oh my god, I thought that was
with
a
both their bodies
brilliant
just like
shot. It
this.
was brilliant.
Hmm.
Um, but other than now getting into the finale itself. Um, again, like the entire season of 8, it's been the most polarizing finale I think I've seen in a long time. Like some
Hmm.
people say it's one of the worst finales they've ever seen, which I've seen worse.
No
Um,
way.
oh god,
Yeah.
I've seen far worse. Like Dexter. Oh my god,
Most
like
people will probably point to that.
I know, like
I never seen the show, but I've seen like the trajectory of that
oh
getting to
god.
that point in that show, and yeah, it's kind of really ridiculous.
I will see this. Oh, hey, Drum. Drum says, "I swear, me being here is like wandering on with a big smile on my face. I have no idea what's going on." Yeah, pretty much. Here, it's like,
Hey, join the party. Yes, I
mhm.
agree. I agree. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah, right. Like, I agree. I agree. It's like sitting at a table. You're the only English person with a bunch of French people. You don't understand what the fuck they're saying and just nodding everything.
This bread is good.
I-
This bread,
this bread
yeah.
is good. This butter goes very well with the bread here.
Oui, oui.
Um, oh god. Oh yeah. So because with the same conversation I was having with my buddy, I was saying to her that was a terrible finale. I was like, this is what I'll say. I love the first 30 minutes of the finale.
I like
The
how it took its time.
same, yeah. Like it was
It was
just.
how the show usually is, where it takes its really like
Mhm.
very much lets like the mood and the tone of the show go. These characters hanging out, seeing Tyrion go through King's Landing.
Oh my
You see that guy,
god. Yeah,
the back of his back that
that was
goes past him.
that was just if the finale had gone like how the first half an hour have gone, I feel like that this would have been one of the greatest finales. I
Regardless of how the story went.
I
Yeah.
feel like so, honestly. I feel like so. I mean, like, okay, I should reiterate. Now what the greatest finale is, but easily better than what we got.
Hmm.
Easily better. But no, I agree. And plus, that one shot, which I know you agree with me, John, and
I
which
know where you're going right now.
yeah, where John walks up, he sees Daenerys, the fucking wings coming out. I just thought, oh, that shot. I was just like,
yeah.
I was like, what? But no, that's what you call great cinematography right there.
Oh, it was perfect. It was perfecto.
And then Tyrion walking out, and then Daenerys just telling him, "You committed treason. You let your brother go." And he said, "Yes, I did." And you murdered an entire city. Takes off the pen, just throws away. I was like, "Yeah, fuck you, Daenerys."
But at the same time, I'm like, oh, she's about to kill him right now. She
That's what I
doesn't.
thought too.
I was like, oh, goodbye, Tyrion.
Like
nice
I
knowing
legitimately,
you.
like right there, I legitimately thought that Grey Worm was gonna execute him right there.
Yeah, so I thought. I mean, he was very content with dying in that moment, though. He didn't give a shit. His brother and sister were dead, so he was like, you know what? Yeah, this is too much.
It just throws it away, and
on the wrong
then
side.
I know, right? And then he has that conversation with well, I think we'll just call him Aegon at this point because he is Aegon Targaryen, but everyone knows him as Jon Snow. But him and Jon are having this deep, serious conversation about she is not the right person, which Varys said in the last episode.
My queen.
Yeah, but she's my queen. But
he says it like 20 times, but she's my queen. John, get your dick out of your brain and come to some sense.
Get your dick out. Oh my god. Yeah, seriously, it's like stop thinking with your dick and think with your brain, dude. This is not Clockwork Orange here.
Look what you did.
Look what you've done. Look what you've done.
Look what you
did. Jon Snow should have been king. Well, that's what I'll say, Tevya. If either Jon Snow or even Sansa, hell, I feel like that Sansa was more qualified than Daenerys, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But right when he goes like, but right when Jon, it was the moment when Tyrion is like, you don't want to admit it because you can't choose a side, but you don't want to betray her right on. I thought, yep, because Jon Snow, we've always known that he just wants to do the right thing, but at what cost?
To his detriment.
Yeah, because he learned.
It got him killed.
Yeah, he learned from Ed Stark. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Ned Stark, as we saw in season 1, got his head cut off. Which, even though I knew that moment was gonna happen, I still was shocked by that moment. Still,
because they did a brilliant thing of casting Sean Bean, who is though he dies and everything, he's like, oh, it's like this character. They built this character up like, oh, he's the leader of the show. He's on the poster. He's like, this is the guy. No,
I know. Oh God,
but it all makes sense.
Oh God, Romy, I keep telling Austin to quit getting fucked in the head. Yeah, right. Anyways, he turned sleep. Yeah, no kidding. He turned to Sleepy Hollow. Ned Stark died because he's played by Sean Bean. Yeah, because
it's true though.
Yeah, because Sean Bean dies in literally everything that he's in.
He's perfect. He's perfect for that.
Yeah, no kidding, right? But then of course Jon he stabs Daenerys, to which, honest to God, I thought
the other way around.
Yeah, like right when I thought that Jon said you're my queen, I was like, God damn it! But then right when I heard the stabbing noise, I was like, wait, what? I thought that Daenerys had killed Jon for a second. That's what I thought. But then right when I saw Daenerys going down, I just thought, oh shit, he killed her.
Yeah, it happened pretty quick too. He went right for the heart, I guess. No, he did go right for the heart. It was like
I would have loved. This would have never happened, but if they said, but I would have said like for the North, I would have been on. That probably would have never happened, but I think would have been a cool moment, to be honest.
They made melodramatic because like you'll always be my queen.
Yeah, you'll always be my queen.
Yeah, but I'm dead. So.
For the North. that was a bit more Bale voice, if you ask me.
Where are the drugs going?
Oh my God, where are the drugs going? He lived in National Treasure. That is true. He did live in National Treasure. He did actually, Sean Bean. Or did he?
Wait, Sean Bean was a National Treasure?
Yeah, he was the main villain of National Treasure. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Holy crap! The
great Sean Bean.
Jerome was saying, Jerome was asking, hey John, is there a way for you to lower the cam from the bright sunset, because you do have a little backlight?
I know. This is the way I set up my little studio area. There's no way I have to get like, what do you call it, like a blanket or something, and do it that way.
Oh yeah, so you can block out the sunlight.
It's, what do you call it?
Oh,
let's look at that.
Oh
It's like a
yeah.
stained glass kind of look, and I had to like wipe it off. So I'm just kind of dealing with
Oh
it today. I haven't
yeah.
found a good way to do it. But I know
Oh
it's like
no.
it's like I'm ascending to heaven or something up here.
Yeah, you have that little halo right
Take
there above
me.
your head. He lived in Silent Hill. That no, he lived in Silent Hill. Wait, I thought he died. Anyways, but we're getting way off tangent here. So then at that point, after John kills Daenerys, Drogon, the dragon, comes in, and then this moment, I was like, oh fuck, and that because that's when the dragon just like nudges Dany to see if she's still alive.
Like a dog going
Oh
to his
my
owner.
god! Like he just
Mommy, are you
yeah,
okay?
yeah, exactly. So like, wake up! I just thought he's not gonna wake up. Like even though I hated Daenerys that moment, I felt so bad for the dragon. If
I
anything,
know.
like I literally started tearing up. I'm not gonna lie, I legitimately did.
It was the most emotional part of the entire episode, at least
Probably.
in my opinion.
Oh no, I agree. Like that
The
was
only
such.
thing Here's the only thing though, is
Mhm.
that how did the dragon know that the throne was the wait, did the dragon know that the throne was the reason why she's dead? Or was
Yeah,
it just emotional rage? Like I gotta burn something right now. There's
yeah.
a chair in front of me.
Yeah, and another one of my buddies said that I quote was a either that dragon is too intelligent to notice that the throne was the reason for his death, or he would have just burned him. I was like, that's a good point, actually.
Hmm.
But still, it's a great moment nonetheless. It's an amazing moment. But I would like to believe that the dragon is intelligent enough to know that, hey, you know what, my mom was essentially fighting for the throne, but maybe too much.
Mhm.
Or as Jimmy John said, she was throne hungry, essentially.
She
But
was, yeah.
then, yeah, she was way too throne hungry. But then so the Iron Throne's burned. The dragon takes her away, and then we flash forward to weeks later to where this is where.
You start to fall off on the episode.
Yeah, because this is what I'll say. There are moments of the second half, or no, of the after the first half, or that I really like, but then there are moments I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" Like, for example, how they chose Bran to be the king.
You see the meme there? It's like where you get chosen for a group project, you don't do anything, and you still get mad.
I was about to
Bran
bring that
Stark.
up. I was about to bring that up. You do nothing, yet you still get an A.
But there's also a good theory going around that it's probably too intellectual and like complex for the writers to actually come up with this.
Right.
But they're saying like because he's the three-eyed raven, he must have foreseen all this. So secretly, Loki, he did want the throne because
Yeah,
he knew the whole thing like people would get mad and it would cause a chain reaction and cause Danny to burn everything down and make
yeah.
everybody choose him.
Yeah, it's almost like that moment in Endgame where Tony Stark goes right to Doctor Strange as the battle's going on. He said, "You said 14 million possibilities. Tell me this is one of them." And he said, "Well, if I tell you, it's not going to
Hey,
happen." And so I
thanks, Doc.
oh, sorry, John.
Oh, what's up?
I thought you were trying to talk for
Oh
a
no,
second.
I was saying thanks, Doc.
Yeah,
Doc Strange.
yeah,
You're
I
telling
know,
me?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Doc. We almost died because of your ass. But why didn't Bran tell the truth? Because if Bran told them, then obviously,
It would change the
probably,
event
yeah, exactly.
drastically.
So it's like, imagine that you're all knowing, like omnipotent, and you tell everyone their fates. It's probably gonna change the course of history right there. It probably not in a good way. Like it alters the timeline completely,
Yeah.
as the Hulk said in Endgame. But no, like, so yeah, I mean, it explains his reasoning why he didn't say anything, because if he obviously did, it would have probably changed one little thing in their timeline.
Hmm.
But still, it was how they did it that I hated. The fact that Tyrion chose him, I just thought, the fact that a prisoner chose him, I just thought,
Yeah.
really?
Well, it was rushed, yeah, because they had all the main players in like a circle together. Not a
Hmm.
circle, but like it was like a group of people who were important, and they all had like it was like a school class voting. It's like, do you
Hmm.
agree? Yeah, sure. But
Yeah, right.
like, yeah, Bran, yeah, I guess he has no emotions. He's not gonna do anything stupid. I guess, sure.
Oh, is it he's well, is it he's pretty much robotic, just like let him do it. Like, but just I mean, I liked his speech. I liked Tyrion's speech of saying,
It was a great speech, but
oh,
it would
oh my
also
god, yeah.
it also, in a way, though, you could argue like he's not the only one with a great story. Most of the people in this room have great stories.
Yeah, exactly. Like Yara easily had a good story. Sansa, out of all of them, I mean, look what happened to her throughout the entire series.
Hmm.
She went through all hell in season 1, and then she was nearly raped by Joffrey in season, I think it was season 3. Yeah, season 3 it was, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
2 or 3.
yeah, it was either 2 or 3. Yeah, she was nearly raped by Joffrey before Tyrion saved her life.
Yeah.
And then season 4, of course, Joffrey dies. And in season 5, I believe it was either season 5 or no, it's season 5 where Sansa was taken by fucking Ramsay, and on their wedding night, he raped her. Which, oh my god, like, oh, that was a heartbreaking episode right there itself. And then after that, Theon saves her from Ramsay after that. And then she becomes Queen of Winterfell. All of that, I would think that if you're asked about the best storyteller, maybe she would be. But then again, Bran is all knowing and all seeing.
Yeah,
So
it makes sense, but yeah, the
yeah.
execution was a little flat. Did you notice though the kid who used to breastfeed from his mother?
I didn't notice that at first.
Yeah, he's like the Neville Longbottom of this show. Because I was like, that's the same kid. He actually looks all right.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Like,
he was a little annoying brat
oh my
early on in the
god.
show, but he actually looked like a capable, like, living prince of sorts. And I was like, wow, this kid had a glow up. Good for him.
Okay, it's not Theon, it's Reek. Sorry. It is Reek. Don't get me wrong. It is Reek. Reek, you smell so bad, so you're Reek. Oh my god. When Ramsay cut off his, I felt so bad for Theon. I really did. Like, I remember when I was binging the entire series. Excuse me. I remember when I was binging the series, someone said to me, if you hated Joffrey, just wait till later. There's someone else you're gonna hate more than I thought. There's no way I'm gonna hate someone more than Joffrey. No, they're right, because Ramsay's a, oh my god, that guy is the devil incarnate.
They were hiding that card in the deck for a while.
Oh yeah, they were.
Until he came out.
Oh no, I agree. But no, how I mean, it was easily rushed. Don't get me wrong, easily rushed. But the speech that Tyrion said was, gold brings people together, armies bring together, but also stories do. To which he is correct on that. He was correct on that. But it was just how I was like, Bran, would you like to be king? And I just thought, wait, so Tyrion's even the deciding factor in all this? But honestly, but you know what? I like the speech that Samwell gave. I liked his speech.
Wait, the one that everybody laughed at? And
yeah, I was like, oh, be quiet, guys. Samwell's a good guy. It's like, come on.
Democracy? What, you stupid?
Yeah, right? And I was just like, well, yeah, you still are brought together by democracy, so there's that. And I also, but one of the things I did like, I mean, it's a thing I like and I dislike. It's the moment where Bran is writing all the stories in the Song and Ice and Fire book, which I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what's that? I was like, A Song and Ice and Fire is the series that is basically the series of books that George R. R. Martin was writing for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
Tarly is a George R. R. Martin.
Yeah. Like, I was like, you know what? That's clever. I'm not gonna lie. Even though the coloring of that didn't look that great, to be honest with you. But I did love how Bran was writing Jaime's story. I did love that part. But
a lot of good memes on that too.
Oh hell yeah, a lot of great memes.
Brienne had the bombest pussy.
Dude, that's getting there. Oh Jesus Christ. Let's see. I hated Joffrey more. Honestly, Robin, I hated Ramsay more, to be honest. I really did, because at least with Joffrey, I feel like he did make some certain moments that made me go like, you know what, you're not terrible.
Yeah, and he was also a kid too, so he didn't know any better.
Yeah, he was just a kid. Where Ramsay, he was a grown adult. So
yeah, this guy was maniacal as shit.
Oh no, like, I mean,
he was every step of the way. So
oh no, yeah, and obviously were there decisions where Joffrey, you could tell he was actually, I wouldn't say too conflicted, but there were moments where I was like, maybe is this the right choice right here? But nope, I'm gonna go through it anyways. Season 8 MVP Starbucks Cup. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, don't forget there was also a Poland Spring Cup in the last episode too.
That is right.
Behind
Yeah.
Samuel Tarley's actor.
I didn't notice that until someone pointed it out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna the Starbucks Cup thing. I'm like, people, this happens all the time, continuity errors. People are on set there. You're shooting 15 hours a day and you're doing multiple takes. Things are bound to happen. But it happened, like, if it's happening multiple times in the show, I gotta be like, all right, maybe they were just tired.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, because if you're filming days or probably even like weeks at a time, someone in the crew is gonna get like going like, okay, when the fuck is this gonna be over? So I understand that as a person who has been on student film sets, I get it completely.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Tommen. Okay, so we'll talk about Tommen in a little bit, because I'm not gonna lie, he was one of my least favorite characters in the entire show.
Yeah, he was fine. The tragedy of his character is more
the tragedy
than the actual character himself.
Oh, the tragedy was great. I loved his tragedy. Like right when it was in season 5, right? Or
yeah,
season. It was either that
when he came into power, or when?
Episode. My finale, the season 6, where that's where he committed suicide. Yeah. That's my bad. Yes. Yeah, that shot was well done. That was an amazing moment.
Yeah, because they took their time on that, and then when he falls, you're like, oh. Shit.
Yeah, because season 5, if you ask me personally, it's one of my least favorite seasons. What's?
Oh no, we found out what's lowest on his list.
Yeah, I mean, I like season 5 a lot. I really do. I think it's a great season. But if I compare to seasons 2, 3, even 4 specifically, I mean 4. That's a spoiler right there. But no, I mean, we'll get through it. Season 5 is a great season. It has a lot of great moments, like the red Perrys, I think their name is. It was that cult that was trying to kill Daenerys. I loved all their moments.
Home.
Hard Home.
That was season 5 too.
Yeah, that was actually an episode that Miguel Sapochnik directed. Again, phenomenal director for Game of Thrones. But overall, so if we had to rank, so everyone says that it has the weakest season finale of all time. I mean, Dexter, that has the most cock-tease of a season finale I've ever seen. I mean, everyone who I've talked about Dexter says, yeah, I agree with you. That season finale sucked for all I'm gonna say is this: Lumberjack. Enough said.
I guess they had no idea what they wanted to do with him. So they're like,
yeah, because I mean, so John, have you never seen Dexter?
Nope.
Oh, this is what I'll say now.
I do, but I've been around it so much. My parents watched the entire show, and I know talk about it. So I pretty much know not most of the plot, but I know the basics of it and where it ended up.
Well, this is what I'll say about Dexter. Seasons 1 through 4 are phenomenal. Season 2 is my favorite season in the entire show, but after season 4, it just went. It went down to the gutter. But no. So now we'll discuss at this point. So we're through season 8 at this point. But all in all, I did like the season quite a bit. I liked it more than I liked it more than most. But see, the finale itself was great in that first half an hour, but that last bits of it. But I will not lie. Okay, so I talked to you about this before we started filming this thing. I laughed so hard when I said, okay, you're going back to the Night's Watch, John. I laughed hysterically at that.
Cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Dude, I laughed.
You're the Watcher of the Wild.
Dude, I laughed so hard when Tyrion's like, okay, so you're going back to the Watch. I was like,
brought back by the Lord of Light just to go back where you started, baby.
I know, right? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I started legit laughing. I was like, why is that so funny? Because like, I was like telling my dad, I was like, well, the reason I'm laughing is because that's where he started out in the show. And the Night's Watch is a place that you do not want to be at all, besides Over the Wall, because that's a place full of like the meanest and the worst people in Westeros.
Yeah. But now that there's no White Walkers and the wall's down, it's pretty much just vacation for them.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you just go beyond the wall and find out what's around there and be like, all right, cool, what's around? Or like a cabin? Sure.
Yeah, yeah, right. And Tevye just
Let's have some s'mores, I guess.
I know, right? And I actually Tevye just said what night watches. Yeah, technically there is no night watch anymore because they're free the one. Technically now they're the free folk now. Technically, if you look at it,
I guess, yeah.
And actually one thing I realized is that I don't know if this tie into, but I don't know if you've played the Game of Thrones Telltale game, John.
I played the first episode with
Is it?
Marjorie Tyrell, and I
Oh,
think somebody else was in it. It was Cersei and Marjorie were in it.
yes, I think yes, it was. It is a great game, and actually, there's a certain point in which they said that don't lose the. I think that they mentioned that thing called the North Grove. I wonder. I mean, like this is just me spitballing, but I wonder if they're heading to the North Grove.
Maybe.
Like, I mean,
Well, I don't think we'll ever find out unless they make a movie, but it would be cool.
yeah. But I just wonder because I remember they were going away into that forest area. I was like, I do remember in the game they were going towards the North Grove, so maybe they're going there. But that's just me. That's just a long shot in the dark. I mean, if so, that's amazing because I'd love to see something else there. But to be fair, they did say it was over from that point. But still, though, if they were going to the North Grove, that would have been an awesome tie-in to the video game because it's a good game since you haven't gone through all of it.
Yeah, no, it sucks that Telltale Games got
oh my
what's the word I'm
god,
looking for? They got taken away.
dude, you're telling me because they were going
lost their jobs, right? Or I don't know if they got their jobs back.
They weren't even given severance pay, believe it or not. They weren't. And they were constant overtime, constant crunch time.
Yeah.
And they're even the making of a season 2, which I was like, give it to me right now. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Also, how's Forrester? Yeah, Forrester's dead, but that's the game itself. Now, so we're over season 8. Now let's talk about. Now, of course, Game of Thrones is full of some of the greatest battle scenes, like in entertainment history. So let me ask you, John, what was your favorite battle sequence in the entire series?
I feel like it's too easy to say the Battle of the Bastards. I feel like it's what everybody goes to.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I go to though, because I have the best memory of that watching that. But you know what? I don't know. I wanna say. Can we count the Mountain and the Viper?
Oh hell yeah, that was a great. Oh my god, yes.
Because it subverts your expectations. It's also a great fight in general, but it's also progressing the story, which is the best part of it is when it's progressing the story and these characters, and you're going through the emotions with them the whole way through. Dude. And also, Pedro Pascal is such a great actor.
I love Pedro Pascal. And again, that goes to season 4, by the way, which we will talk about in a little bit. Yeah, we know where we're going with this. But no, yeah, the Viper battle, that was great. The Watchers on the Wall was amazing as well. And then, of course, you mentioned before the Battle of Blackwater. And also,
there's another one too. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the Spoils of War, the final part of the Spoils of War, where everything was going on, where Tyrion was saying to Jaime, I was going to kill the dragon. He's like, you fucking idiot, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, that was great. You fucking idiot.
As I was like, what are you doing, Jim? You fucking idiot. And actually, I did mention this in my actual review for season 7. But my dad and I were watching, and he said, watch, the dragon's gonna come right around, and he's gonna burn Jaime. I was like, dude, I don't know. Game of Thrones was good with subverting expectations, and I was right because Bronn tackles Jaime off and he nearly died, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was like this close. It was so close.
Oh no, I love that episode. It's hard to believe that the guy who directed that episode had directed episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Isn't that crazy to think?
What a change in tone.
I know, right?
It's not that nothing against sitcom shows, but that's like it's like one shot, two shot. And like maybe a couple of like or action-oriented shots, but it's a way different type of directing style,
right?
I was just gonna mention really quick the fight between the Wildlings and the Night Watch, and
that was great.
When they confront the wall, I think it was 4.
Season
when Negrid dies.
I'm telling you, season 4 has some of the most amazing moments of the entire show right there.
Yeah, makes you wonder where it's gonna be in a certain thing.
Pretty much
in a certain thing.
But no, I agree. Like, I think the easiest answer, but it's truthfully my answer too, Battle of the Bastards was, I mean, you talk about in terms of scale, and in terms of just epic moments and the most satisfying moments of the show. For me, that was an episode, and for me that includes one of the best one shot takes in the entire series. Because you see Jon Snow in that one shot where he's just in the cast of all the battles, taking down guys. There's a guy who's about to he's trying to say like go back, and he just gets killed and all that. And he knocks the guy out of his horse. And, like, that was one of the few scenes I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I've been showing my buddy Jerome that one shot, and he said, "Oh fuck." No, it's Miguel said again. The director, he's done some of the best episodes of the entire series. But I will agree with you, the Bound and the Viper, that battle where it's like, a minute, you raped her, you killed her, and he's about to
shut up, hurry, just fucking kill him.
I know, he's about to kill the guy. Then he just stabs him, takes him. It's like, I did this. It just fucking explodes the guy's head. Oh my god,
like a balloon.
Dude, actually, when my dad and I were watching the Bells episode, and the Hound was finding his brother, and you saw him like about to gouge his eyes, I was like, oh my god, really? He's like, Dad, you ain't seen nothing, dude. You ain't seen nothing.
This is child's play compared to a lot of other gory parts of the show.
But what was it? Well, he was saying, because I was telling him, it's like, why have you seen worse than this show? There's like an episode where a guy gouges his eyes out, and then followed by that, he makes a guy's head explode. I'm not even joking, and it's gory as hell. But no, I love all the bastards. Yeah, Walkers on the Wall, Mount the Viper. That's a good mention. That's a damn good episode.
Yeah, it's a different kind of battle though. It's a lower scale battle compared to like the Lord of the Rings-esque scale battles.
Easily.
But I guess it still counts because it technically is two people fighting against each other.
Easily. And actually, going back to Battle of the Bastards, when Jon confronts Ramsay, I did this as well. No, I don't know if he did this as well, but when Jon starts punching Ramsay, were you also punching as well, just mimicking his movements?
Oh, yeah. Like, finally, this is happening. Thank
I
God.
know, right? You're just going, bam, bam! I was like, fuck him up! Fuck him up! Because I remember, because my best friend's mother, who loves Game of Thrones, we were talking about it after Battle of the Bastards, and we were going like, what is that moment amazing where Sansa tells Ramsay, like, but yet you've starved your dogs. You haven't fed them at all. You haven't fed them. They're not going to be... And where Ramsay says, they're my beasts are loyal to me. And then Sansa says, but you've starved them for a week.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I just thought, oh, shit.
That shot of the dog slowly going towards his face.
Oh, my God.
He's like, easy. And he just bites him. He's like, ooh.
God, and actually, I think you were mentioning to me a couple days ago when we were texting before I was actually going on my way to work, and it's like, I wish it was more gruesome than that, dude. I was like, honestly, I wish it was too. Oh God, hi, Gare Bear.
Hi.
He was like, I come back and dickheads are yelling. Well, yeah, duh.
Dickheads were rolling too in season 3.
No kidding there.
Theon's dick. Ew.
On
the floor.
I felt so bad for Theon on that because I straight up hated Theon. And dude, I don't know about you, but I think it was where he met Yara when he started, like, touch her in some places. I just thought, oh God, don't be doing this. And right when I heard your sister's eyes, I thought, oh God.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Oh my, I just thought, oh. I was so grossed out by that. I thought, oh shit. Oh,
you're taking away the guy's manhood.
There's
nothing worse than that.
God, what's worse than this? Oh, you're gonna cut his dick off. But what's worse than that? You were trying to fuck your sister. But then again, Cersei and Jimmy knew what they were doing. They pushed Bran out they pushed Bran out the window. So they didn't give a shit about that. Rob's death, yeah. Which okay. Speaking of, okay, so now we moved on from battle scenes. Oh, no, Robb Stark. Robb Stark. Going from favorite battle scenes, what were your favorite scenes in Game of Thrones? Because there's a lot to choose from. A lot.
All of them. No.
I'll be right back.
So I guess my favorite scenes, I guess I'll go on and talk. When Austin gets back, I do love, what's his face? Jaime Lannister to Kingslayer when he's broken down in the little, I call it the medieval hot tub with the Brienne of Tarth, and he's just confessing. I forgot the speech, but it was like, I just love how he's just pouring out to Brienne in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the moment where Oberyn accepts being the champion of Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tyrion talking to his father during the trial when Shay confesses the lie that you know that
God.
she was the whore. This is all like season 4. Let me go back.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
go
I mean,
back.
to be fair, I agree with you.
The
That
Red Wedding.
trial, all the God damn. You
Uh,
talk about a traumatizing
oh,
episode to
fuck.
say the least.
Yes, that was the first time people, well, besides Ned Stark dying, people were going, "Oh,
Oh
so this
God.
is what this show is."
Yeah, no kidding, right? Oh
Fantastic.
God.
Uh,
Jesus.
yeah, I like. I mean, I can't think of them right at the moment, but like a lot of the intimate moments with characters realizing things, or even like I loved Jorah Mormont's death
Hmm.
in the Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah, that's right.
It
God.
was
And
just the saddest.
dude, I thought he was gonna die in season 7. When someone was trying to cure him of his grayscale. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah, me too. But then like that was a terrible scene too, where like isn't there a part where like they peel it off and
Yeah,
it's like
and his
yeah.
match cuts to a bowl of soup, which was a brilliant edit.
Oh, that was great. Oh, the edit of Samuel Tarly at the Citadel cleaning up everybody's shits.
Oh my god.
That was great too.
I was my dad never watched that. He's just like, this is fucking disgusting, dude. And I was like, I know it is, but you can't. It's funny too at the same time, to be honest with you.
Poor Samuel.
Oh, like I felt so bad for him, but to be fair, he did get the goods before he went there with fuck, what's
Gilly.
her name? Yeah,
Gilly.
Gilly. Oh my
Gilly.
god.
Gilly.
Gilly, God, I loved their romance. That was one of the best romances of the show, to be honest with you.
They were cute.
I mean, next to John and Egret. By the way, John, good taste of woman. By the way,
Yeah, they're married in real life.
yeah, I know, right? And Egret's a redhead in
He
real
knew
life.
Jon Snow knew something apparently.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like he actually did say, like, I know some things. uh, and that because yeah, Egret's a redhead, and for those of you who know me personally, I love me some redheads, so I'm fucking jealous as all hell. But yeah, the trial was sad. Like the right when Tyrion like confessed, like is like I saved all of you. And he starts like going away. It's like watching your son die gave me more pleasure than 1,000 lying whores. I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, give Peter Dinklage his fucking Emmy right now when I saw that.
Yeah,
Um,
that was his Emmy moment.
God, but no, yeah, but no, to let everyone know isn't for the spoil talk who hasn't seen Game of Thrones. Tyrion was in love with what was her name again? The whore he was
Shay.
Shay. Thank you. He was in love with a whore named Shay that that he had to keep secret because he was supposed to be married to Sansa Stark at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and Cersei then was saying, "Well, if you don't do this, I'm gonna fuck you over." Like he was saying, he was. I think it was either her or it was Tywin that was saying to saying like okay, well, if you go with Shame, Sansa's gonna be doing like this, so you gotta go either way. And so he's like, "Fuck!" So he had to marry Sansa. So as a result, Shay essentially lies to all the council, and that's when Tyrion says, "I demand tribal combat," which leads into that amazing Viper scene.
It leads into the Reigns of Casimir playing at the end credits too.
Oh, that
I
too, yeah.
didn't remember that, but when I watched it the other day with my parents, I was like, "Ooh, great song choice for that." Let you know something bad's about to happen.
Yeah, right. And actually, Jerome just said, "Hey, there, people too. Horse gotta make a living. God damn it!" And that's true.
That is true.
Join the club for Asian booze.
Just
Yes, I agree, Gary.
apparently the whores of King's Landing liked Podrick a lot though.
That is
They didn't even
true.
let him pay.
Yeah,
That was another scene. Yeah, when Tyrion gave him a bunch of gold to pay them, and then they were like, they didn't want the money, and they were
yeah.
like, your dick was so good, they didn't want gold, and he was like, I guess.
Oh my god, dude. You know what? That couldn't be more true. And but now going to the Red Wedding. Now I don't know about you, but I actually knew what happened beforehand because I watched Jeremy John's review of the episode.
Oh,
Um, and although I knew what happened, as like, and I actually watched all beforehand. Oh my! Oh my god, fucking really, Gary. First Gary says he said Mothman's a whore. Mothman's a whore. No, I did not. First of all, and
I
then
was a whore, but now I'm monogamous.
oh my
Thank you very much.
And then he just says, "Was that? I bet your dick was a."
For my public image. I
Oh
don't want
my!
to be known as a whore.
You guys see why you see why Mothman and I are good buddies right here, guys. And then he said, "I bet your dick was good, Muffin." Oh Jesus Christ!
Blueberry muffins.
Uh,
I don't know what I mean by that. I just saw blueberry muffins.
Hey, blueberry muffins are damn good. I can't disagree with that. But okay, so but as I was leading up to the red wedding with that, dude, I watched the entire series before that, and even though I knew what was happening, that episode traumatized me so much. I had to stop watching the show for at least 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like
So
everyone was
traumatized.
oh my god, like just seeing that shot where the phrase go up right to Rob Stark's pregnant wife and just fucking shank the crap out of her to her stomach, by the way. I just thought, ugh. I just
But like 5 seconds before that, the Rob and her were like embracing the baby too, like he was like rubbing on it and everything.
God,
Like
you talk about oh god. Sorry,
they,
I don't mean
they,
to interrupt.
they rub it in like they're like, yeah, he's his baby. He's gonna be a great king. Huh? Fuck you, no.
Oh my god, it's just like you talk about a very amazing moment, and then George R. R. Martin's like, no, get ready to have your hearts crushed. Because then right after that, just everything just gets knocked away. And then I think it was who's the mother again? I forget about this. Catelyn Stark. Yes, thank you. See, someone mentioned I need a refresher. I do need a refresher because I don't remember all the names here.
There's a lot of characters though, so that's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember everybody's name.
Oh god, yeah, no kidding. But then Caitlin says, "You let us go, or I will cut this. I will cut this woman in half." And then Walter says, "I'll find another." Oh my god, Walter Frey's such a
he's so nonchalant
prick.
about it. He was like, "Yeah, I have plenty of girls I can take."
Oh my god, but I was so damn happy when Arya killed him.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best parts of season 7 when that happened.
Oh god, and see, and that's the thing I will say right here as well is that again, season 7 was mostly original content. A lot of people saying season 7 sucked. No, season 7 was pretty damn great, if you ask me. I thought it was. I mean, minus a couple of things I will say in season 7. They're small things, but season 7 was fucking amazing. I thought. A lot of things that I were great. No, I was happy to see Arya kill him. Yeah, I agree as well. Yeah, Arya got taken away as well, but for her own protection, which led to her being trained by the Hound, which their friendship in the entire series made me smile so much, to say the least.
It was a great a great relationship. Friendship.
Easily.
Not relationship. They didn't do anything.
Yeah. No kidding right there. But no,
he was like he was a good father figure for her.
Yeah, I agree. And I loved that moment in episode 8 where the Hound was just where it was going away. It's like, I don't know where I'm going. And then Arya said, neither am I. I don't know where I'm going either. Now I will say this in terms of the finale, I did like how it ended in general, but a lot of people mentioned that it reflects so much of Return of the King. It's crazy, which I saw the resemblance now.
Yeah, there's a lot of striking resemblances and callbacks to it. I don't know if they were intentional or not. But
yeah, same.
They felt intentional.
And actually, believe it or not, George R. R. Martin did say that he wants to write an ending similar to Return of the King. So maybe because I know that before Benioff and Weiss started writing seasons 7 and 8, George R. R. Martin did reveal what happens in the final book. So maybe he is writing something Return of the King is related for an ending. Who knows?
Those books might be coming out soon. Apparently, there's a rumor that they struck a deal, Benioff, Weiss, and him, that he wrote the books already a while ago, but he's not going to publicly release them until after the show's over because it's a good it would make sense from a marketing perspective because
it would actually.
Like, I want to see how the show like compares to the books, so more people will get more book sales that way.
No, I honestly agree. Was it Armabex at the Hound's death made me sad? Yeah, same. That death did hit me. But I think one of the more satisfying moments of the show, besides Ramsay's death, Joffrey's death.
Just the best death.
God damn, just seeing is it he's being a dick, he's being a dick to everyone, he's being a dick to Tyrion. And then right when he gets the wine, he just goes, but, and then just, oh, god damn. Just thinking that moment right now makes me want to smile so big.
Yeah, because it happens so slowly, but also so fast.
I know, right? It's like, no, like, give me more, give me more. I want to see someone chop off Joffrey's head, but that'd been a little bit too much if you ask me. Honestly, I thought the ending was disappointing. Now, I can understand that, because the pacing issues, Tevia, are evident throughout the season finale, especially after the first half an hour.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are definitely rushed for certain, but I was definitely more satisfied than I was disappointed in how everything wrapped up. I mean, Arya goes to discover like Christopher Columbus. I think that's a nice little odd there. Sansa becomes Queen of Winterfell. Jon Snow essentially becomes king of the free folk, if you think about it. But now, other than that, so now that being said, season 8 and the finale weren't amazing, but that's a deteriorate from how amazing the show was in general before that.
Even if it was the worst thing ever, which it still wouldn't take away from the entire rest of the show. It's an accomplishment what they did.
Oh, absolutely. Not just from a dramatic standpoint, but from how they filmed, the action, the character arcs. It just like we just mentioned, like this show is an accomplishment, not just for TV, but for entertainment in general, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
Now, of course, now we get to the finishing lap for this thing. Now we get to ranking all the seasons, to which this was damn hard to do. I'm not gonna lie.
It is hard because most of the seasons are pretty up there in quality. That there's no distinguishing what's better than the rest because there's moments in every season that people love,
right?
And with arcs and all that, it's tough.
But so John, how would you rank all the seasons together? I mean, if you want to from best, worst, or worst, from best, up to you.
Let's go through the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I mean, if you've been paying attention to the conversation since we started doing this, it might be really easy,
fairly obvious
to find out what my number one is. But my number one is season 4.
I agree.
The arcs. I mean, I wrote down Oberyn Martell's my favorite character in the entire show, even though he's in like 6 episodes. The Mountain, the Viper, Joffrey dying, Tyrion's arc in that season, and Arya and the Hound arc. I love that. After that, season 3 is my second favorite because of just the downfall of the Starks and the falling of Winterfell is something that I wouldn't really go back to watch again quickly, but it's just one of my favorite arcs in the entire show. And also that's the big thing with Jaime's arc, going from being like the cocky Kingslayer to becoming like this humble human being.
I can understand that.
Then after that, I have the first season, which I don't remember a lot of, but what I do remember, I have dear fond memories of, and that's when you get all the characters introduced to you. I love Littlefinger in that season. I loved all, like, Ned Stark, obviously, but it was, I think the first, you don't have a show at the first season, and you have all these characters coming together, and that's where you really learned about what the show is going to be about.
Right.
Especially with the nice episode when, Ned's head rolled.
Yeah.
Then I have season 6, which Battle of the Bastards. Although I don't remember a lot of the rest of the season, I feel like the trajectory of Ramsay Bolton's arc is great and where it goes. Jon Snow coming back from the dead and the whole thing. And then also the final episode with the lighting of the wildfire in King's Landing and Cersei's arc after being imprisoned by the High Sparrow in season 5, which is coming up soon. But after season 6, next is season 2, because that was the first season I watched, as I mentioned earlier.
Right.
And I think the lead up to the Battle of Blackwater is great, and I love Stannis Baratheon.
He's
a character we haven't talked about, but I think
he's a great character. Great character.
He had a lot to do in season 2, from what I remember. After that, season 5, which is a lot of like more with Jon Snow and his downfall with the rest of the Night's Watch. Then we have season 7, which looking back on it, it's a fine season. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
agree.
yeah, but I think it's a more well-paced season than season 8. So that's why,
Easily.
unfortunately, I hate to put the last season at the
I
bottom, but
know. I
it's
get
just
it, man.
it's just where it is. But I wouldn't say it's a bad season just because it's at
No,
the bottom. It's still better than a lot of other seasons of television out there.
I
Uh,
agree completely with that.
yeah, but yeah, it's the worst paced and the worst when it comes to arcs and character development. It's probably one of the best when it comes to the battles and the cinematography. But
Easily.
yeah, I'm looking forward to reflecting on it more as the months and
Easily.
years go.
All right. Well, all right. So my favorite season, we both agree that season 4 is the best season. Well, I mean, subjectively is the best season. I mean, for me, season 4 was absolute perfection. There was not a single thing that I hated. Everything I loved, from the battles, arcs, dialogue, the reveals, the shocking moments. Of course,
Mhm.
Joffrey dying. And just how of Egret's death, which that made me
Oh yeah,
tear up
that
right
too.
there.
Mhm.
God. But no, season 4 was just everything I wanted. And plus, I was not expecting for Tyrion to kill Tywin. Was not expecting that.
I know.
Um,
On the
I know.
toilet.
Oh God, out of all places too, getting killed on the John, huh? Um,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, right. No pun intended there. And also I forgot to mention one of my other favorite scenes of the show. Going back to that before I get to everything else, was when Tywin gives Joffrey a lesson in ruling, and Joffrey
Oh
says,
yeah.
"I am the king. I can punish you." And Tywin says to any king that has to say, "I am the king," is no true king.
Yeah, it's a great quote.
Oh God, I just thought, yeah, Tywin, you better put Joffrey in his place. And then my second favorite season is actually season 6.
Mm.
I mean, I loved everything that happened in season 6. Arya's training, even though she
Oh yeah,
really
with the
does.
faceless man,
Oh God, I
the faceless
loved
gods.
all of that. That was great. Even though she doesn't really use it in season 7 and 8, which no, she did actually no, she does use it in season 7. I think for one episode, and that's about it.
The
I was
Yogurt Fry.
yeah, I was expecting her to use it a bit more, but I was honestly okay with it because she was essentially became Daredevil at the end of it.
Mhm.
The Battle of the Bastards sequence, the season finale of season 6 was one of the best season finales I've ever seen, I
Mhm.
think. Then I actually say season 3 is my third favorite season. The Red Wedding, I agree with you. The downfall of the Starks, the downfall of Winterfell,
Mhm.
everything involved. The Red Wedding is one of the best scenes, even though it's a very traumatic scene to watch. Then let's say season 2 is my fourth favorite season.
No, why?
I
I'm
love
curious.
season 2. I love season 2. Just everything that happens with Joffrey, particularly all of his actions leading up to all the things going on with the Night's Watch. Because was that the season 2 or 3 where Gilly comes in? Maybe it was season 3 or 4 actually.
It might have been 3. I don't
Because
remember.
so maybe you can see why I love season 3 more. But season 2 was phenomenal. Plus, of course, the Battle of Blackwater, where we all thought that Tyrion was probably gonna die, but he didn't. Where he was like, right when that explosion comes in, right before he's just like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
At one certain point, I remember that quote very well. Then afterwards, this was one of my weakest. This was one of my weakest seasons, but the more I think about it, I think it's a lot better than I thought it was. Season 1, actually.
Mhm.
Um, Only because, yeah, at first it's a bit dark. It's a bit too dark. It might be seem overwhelming of how it starts off at first because you think, oh shit, this is where it's going. Especially in the pilot episode. I mean, the pilot episode is like,
And what you're thinking that one of the youngest Stark sons is dead.
dude, it's
You're like, already?
insane. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the episode ends literally where you see incest happening. Then afterwards, a character gets crippled afterwards.
Mhm.
It's like, dude, you don't get any darker than that. And not to mention, of course, the season finale of Ned Stark getting his head chopped off.
Mhm.
Arya, of course. Arya the butcher's boy. You see Joffrey trying to cut the guy's cheek open, but then the direwolf saves his life,
Yeah.
which I was applauding to.
God bless the direwolves.
I know, right? I was so happy when Jon finally pet Ghost in the season
Yeah.
finale.
Really, really quick before you go on with your rankings, people are debating this. Do you think they just shot this in a reshoot, or you think that was always planned?
I think that was always planned.
Yeah,
I,
me
I
too.
I think it was always planned. I really do think so. Because I mean, really, think about the budget that would have to spend to shoot
to go
that
back and
in. Yeah, literally in the span of a couple of weeks with the CG getting all those props together. I mean, come on. If you really think that was a reshoot, that's a hell of a reshoot right there.
just to make fans happy when they weren't happy
Yeah,
at all anyway. So
yeah, I agree. It's not a reshoot. I think they planned it all along.
mhm,
Next up, I think season 7 is just a tad bit better than season 5, just a tad bit better.
mhm,
Only a scotch better, only because I feel like that I think certain character arcs were done better, even though the pacing is a tad bit rushed in season 7, because easily season 7 and 8, obviously the rush pacing due to the fact that there's less episodes than the previous ones.
yeah,
But season 7 is still damn great, I think, anyways. Of course, the one where Arya kills Walter Frey, just one of the greatest moments in the entire show.
absolutely.
Then I want to say season 5 for me.
Mhm,
Only because there are just there are a there were a couple of things in season 5 that annoyed me, particularly with the that cult. I think it was the red fairies, the ones that came in,
yeah.
the ones that overtook King's Landing. Particularly, I mean, they were good villains, but I just thought, like,
They
honest
came
to
out of
God,
nowhere, or
not that they came out of nowhere, but they just annoyed the shit out of me, to be honest. Not really in a good
mhm,
way. Although I will say, in season 5, the walk of shame for Cersei, that was an amazing scene. That
mhm,
was
yeah, I would
great.
agree.
Because that was one of the few moments where I was like, "Yeah, Cersei, you see what happens when you're not up there? Yeah, this is what you get." But I will say though, and plus Marjorie was a complete bitch, anyways. I mean,
Oh yeah,
to be fair, Tommen, he didn't know what he was doing half the time.
he didn't ask to be king.
Yeah,
The poor kid was thrusted into this.
no, easily he was. And then afterwards, we both agree that season 8's the weakest season. I mean, again, nothing. I'm not saying that season 8's a bad season because I like this season a lot. I think it's a very good season.
Mhm,
It's just that in terms of pacing and writing, especially in some specific parts, it just you could tell it just suffers from the lack of episodes.
yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
but but no, I mean, eight is still a good season. The finale is not the greatest finale, but I think it's far better than what people say it is.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
I
really think
think
it's.
in a couple years, I think people will die down on it and look back on it with more positive light.
Oh no, yeah,
At
easily, and
least I hope.
yes, and yeah, Tevia, right when Tommen commits suicide in season 6, but that's in season 6, I believe. Yeah, that's in season 6. Yeah,
That is sex.
that's in season 6, and that's where everything started to really pick up for it because you had, of course, Arya training. You had finally the Red Fairies getting everything. That explosion at King's Landing made me so satisfied. It's not even funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, like right when I saw the green flame coming up, I was like, wait a second. Oh, here we go.
It was
And
great,
then,
but also having Marjorie Tyrell die made me really sad. I liked her a
yeah,
lot.
but it does lead to that amazing moment, that amazing show. I mean, as tragic, I mean, I will say though, as even though I was a big fan of Tommen because really didn't do jack shit in the entire time he was on the show, the tragedy was great. It was a great
Mhm.
tragedy. Also Cersei blew up the entire citadel. She didn't really blow up the entire citadel. She just blew up the Red Keep. The Red Keep, that's what she blew up. The Red Keep. That I keep forgetting what it's called, not the entire of King's Landing. God damn, like thank
A lot of
God.
terminology in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, yeah, that's how I'd rank the entire series. It's a damn for any of you who have not seen Game of Thrones, don't let the finale detract you from watching the show itself. Because
Absolutely not.
like we said, the finale itself, it isn't the greatest finale, but it's far better, I feel like, than what people are saying it is. I
Mhm.
mean, I mean, I was talking to you about earlier that I feel like it's a mixed bag that I enjoyed more than I disliked.
Yeah.
But
They
actually, oh, sorry, John.
they definitely dropped the ball in cases,
Mhm.
and but I do think it's worthwhile. I wouldn't recommend people watching. Hello.
Oh no,
I wouldn't recommend people watching it if they what do you call it? I lose my train of thought. If they're not in a rush to watch it, I wouldn't
oh,
be like
same.
watch it. But if you are interested in it, I would make it your next show.
Yeah, like if you're looking for good TV to watch, I would say, you know what? Watch Game of Thrones. If you love Lord of the Rings, I always do the comparison. If you love Lord of the Rings, you love that political thriller aspect too. And if you love big battles, watch Game of Thrones. Watch it.
Mhm.
It's a phenomenal show for the most part, I should say, until season 8. Um, but again, when it comes to season finales, actually, I talked to my manager at work because he loves Game of Thrones, and so I asked him, "All right, so what did you think of the finale?" He's like, "Oh, I hated it, dude." And I was like, "I actually kind of liked it." He said, "Really?" And I explained him all my points, and he said, I can see where you're coming from on that."
Yeah,
But
same thing
no,
with my manager too. That's weird.
no,
My
but
manager hated it too.
yeah, like a lot of people are hating it. It's like people are like wanting to rewrite it. It's like, dude, it's like I get a lot of people hate the show, but at the same time, it's like I mean, like obviously, if they had been given more episodes and maybe a season more, maybe it probably could have been a lot better.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I'm think. Do you think we're gonna get a movie down the road, or this is it?
I wouldn't rule out the possibility,
Like,
because I
if
know
you had
that.
to gamble, if you had to
Uh,
put money on it,
Yeah, I wouldn't say never, but I couldn't rule out the possibility of a movie. If they do, I'd be first in line for that.
oh yeah,
But I know because I know they're making spin-off shows.
yeah, that's definitely happening.
Well, because I was one of the things I would have loved to have seen was a spin-off of Arya exploring. I would have loved to have seen that, but they ruled that out. I was like, God damn it, that would have been so cool. But other than that, guys, so yeah, about an hour and 20 minutes, not bad.
Not bad at
Exactly where
all.
I wanted to be. Exactly where I wanted to be.
About the average episode length of season 8.
Holy shit, that just hit me right there.
Three of the episodes are like an hour and 25
Yeah,
minutes,
right.
give or take.
What do we need to spin off? I can't say it's a terrible idea, Tavia, because we don't know what the premises are of the spinoff. So we can't really say what
There's
that's
a rumor
going at.
that the one that they're actually going to film that has Naomi Watts starring is going to be like, well, I'm comparing it only because it's Star Wars, but now they might be doing Old Republic, which takes place thousands of years before this. This is
Ooh.
going to take place thousands of years before current time. So it's going to be dragons everywhere and like a lot different new characters. I don't know if it's going to be the same houses, probably a couple of the same houses, but it's going to be far removed from this particular timeline.
I would be interested in seeing that. I mean, if they have a great cast and all that, I would actually like to see that. I really would. There's a couple things I'd like to see. I would love to see I would love to see a thing about the Targaryens. I'd love to see a thing about the Starks in general, because of course this show is about the Starks. It really
We're
is.
talking about shows, spin-off shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see something about the Tarks, and I would love to see a show about the Starks and the Targaryens, like going back to like when they first started. I mean, even a book I would like to see about that, to be honest, or even a web series I would love to see.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I would actually like to see that prequel aspect. But guys, that is MaffmanJones and I's little huge discussion, spoiler heavy about not only Game of Thrones season 8, our review of the show, and not just yeah, I know, right? I wish I could play the show in the background. And also of our rankings of the entire series. Guys, thank you for tuning in. For the remaining 5 of you watching, thank you all so much for watching. We love Game of Thrones, despite the finale, which again we don't hate it, but we think it's far better than a lot of people. John, thank you for coming on and talking Game of Thrones.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure to talk Game of Thrones with you today.
Oh, hell yeah. Of course, because as you all know, John's one of my best friends. I love the guy to death. And hopefully, man, if I'm able to go to Halloween Horror Nights, we can meet up again at Halloween Horror Nights this year.
That would be dope.
God. And actually, there's plans that maybe Gary might be joining me, so you might be able to meet Gary too, actually.
They got some good mazes coming up, it seems. They just announced a new one that's like going to be like BioShock. It's like underwater or something.
I heard about that. Yeah, it's like Depths of Fear or something like that. Yeah. But guys, again, thank you all so much for joining. If you have not seen Game of Thrones, we highly recommend you guys check it out. But of course, on HBO, I can't wait for Watchmen now. Can't wait for Watchmen.
Oh yeah, and Westworld season 3.
Oh God,
that's next year. That's not
Barry season 3.
Barry season 3 will be next year too, I think. Yeah,
I need to check out that show.
You would love it. It's breaking. It's Breaking Bad. pretty much.
That's what you mentioned before. Like, I need to check it out.
It's Breaking Bad with Hollywood and Hitmen, pretty much.
Okay, I want to watch this now. It sounds like Entourage almost.
And the best part, they're half-hour episodes. You could breeze through the show. Like,
oh wow. Oh well, Tevye, why do you have no love for Watchmen? I'm interested in that because I mean I love the film itself, and it's being done by the guy who did The Leftovers, which for my part is an incredible show.
Yeah, Damien Lindelof is, say what you want about him with like his mystery writing, but he's a great writer.
Chernobyl. I actually have not seen Chernobyl, but I've been hearing amazing things about it. And I need to watch Westworld. That's another thing that my boss has been egging me to watch for the longest time.
That's a good experience of a watch. I would if you're into that kind of show, you'll love it.
What's Westworld like?
It's think of like a Christopher Nolan movie split up into like 10 episodes because it's non-linear storytelling in a futuristic world with great acting and a lot of emotional bits. But both seasons have done a thing where like it's telling a linear story, but just non-linearly through editing, pretty much. And at the end, you find out what's really happening.
Just that mention of Christopher Nolan makes me want to watch it because it is ran by John. It isn't ran by his brother.
Yeah, I think it's like watching The Prestige, pretty much. It's like
hell yes. Okay, I'm gonna watch the show now. Damn it! Yeah. I gotta watch Barry and Westworld now. And by the way, Tevye, actually, this new Watchmen series, it's completely original. It does not actually follow the books. It's completely original. So that's why I'm looking forward to it so much.
Wait, so it has nothing to do with the original? Like, it's not after the book, or
from what I've been hearing, there will have the same characters. From what I've been hearing, it's a completely original. It's a completely original thing. From what I've been hearing, that's why I'm looking forward to it so much. Actually.
All right.
But yes, thank you all so much for watching, and of course, guys, tune in. Go subscribe go subscribe. I couldn't say that sentence for some reason. Go subscribe. God damn it. Go subscribe to MaffmanJones. He's back doing videos here on YouTube. He's doing some great things now with this channel. Doing more podcasts, to which hopefully I can join in some.
I would love you soon. I would love it.
Oh, dude, yeah. Let me know. Yeah, let me know, and I'd love to be on an episode. Let me know. It's basically it's not a sequel at all. It's not a it's not a sequel. Oh, you mean it's Westworld? My bad. But again, guys, I'm not gonna say this again. Watch Game of Thrones. Thank you again to John, and of course, see you guys next time. Whether it be on MaffmanJones or Ice channels, we will see you guys next time. Have a great day, and long live the Starks. Long live the Starks.
The North remembers.
Yeah, right. And see you guys later.